Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx. Let's continue with the scary place and let's listen to the story from his childhood. Something about the war. Enemies destroyed the kindergarten and all of its kids hid in the little basement together with a bunch of adults while bombs were exploding up on the surface. I don't remember the end of the story, but as far as I remember, nobody died. Looking at the illustrations, all the emotions, fear, sadness, sympathy for the poor children, and a sense of hopelessness which I had experienced while reading this book came over me. It's strange that under exactly those conditions, right here and now, that I found this book. Probably there is somebody who manages this ongoing story, who writes the scenario for this absurd play, who sews costumes for the local pioneers and creates sets like this abandoned camp. To tell the truth, he is very talented. Attention is paid to even the most minor of details. Although this place was abandoned long time ago, everything here seemed to be untouched. Of course, time didn't spare this camp. In so many years it had often been visited by the locals. A perfect place for young people just hitting puberty. They could drink alcohol, indulge in amorous pleasures, or simply burn everything down, just for fun. Electronic mentioned this place is full of legends. Legends of ghosts and devils living here. Take for example the story about the camp leader who committed suicide. In my world nobody would believe it that this could stop somebody, but in this reality anything is possible. Certainly the fear didn't disappear, but I decided that since I'd come here I was going to carry on to the end. The building was small, so it wasn't difficult to search it completely. But I didn't find any sign of Shurik. Maybe I should just call out to him? But on the other hand, maybe that's not such a good idea. Frustrated, I sat on a bench in the lobby and sighed. Ghost, where are you? I asked the camp, and all of a sudden I noticed a strange depression in the corner. A small trapdoor, an adult would barely be able to squeeze through it. And it seems to me that it had been recently opened as the dust was cleared around it. And so here's the part where I need to be scared. So, Shurik went somewhere. What might be lurking beneath the trapdoor? A basement? What would he be doing there? I pulled open the hatch and pointed the flashlight into the darkness. There was a ladder going down a couple of meters, ending in the concrete floor. There was a long, narrow corridor disappearing in the darkness. I hesitated for a long time. On the one hand, I had absolutely no desire to go down there, but on the other hand, if Shurik was really there, I swore loudly and began to descend. Downstairs, it was so dark even a flashlight didn't help much. A low ceiling, wires extending along the walls, broken lamps clad in iron bars. I've all seen it all somewhere. I slowly started to move deeper into the dungeon. The path went down and after a few dozen meters ended at a stairway with high steps. Soon I found myself in front of a massive metal door. There was a sign painted on it. I looked closely and realized that it was a biohazard sign. No wonder if the old camp was built after the war and it lasted until the 70s. So it's an ordinary bomb shelter and there is nothing to be afraid of. However, those thoughts made me even more scared. I made a decision and opened the door, which immediately shut with a sharp sound as soon as I stepped through the doorway. I shuddered strongly, my hands began to tremble and my vision dimmed. I regained consciousness after a few seconds and only then did I realize that apparently a strong spring was attached to the door. I found myself in a quiet, spacious room. In the beam of the flashlight I could see a bunk bed, some cabinets along the walls, and several devices of unknown purpose located in a far corner. It seems that this bomb shelter has never been used. Nobody ever came here. The beds were made, which is strange in itself. I carefully looked around the room several times. The cabinets were filled with gas masks, chemical protective suits, dry rations, various domestic odds, and ants. The devices which I at first could determine the purpose of were gauges of radiation, air pressure, and temperature. In short, it was a typical bomb shelter. I'd never been in such a place before, but it was how I imagined it. The only thing that remained unexplored was the door at the other end of the room. I pulled the handle, but the door remained closed. If someone recently came down here, and he wasn't found in his room, then it would be logical to assume that he's behind this door. I called out in a whisper, "Shurik!" No reply. Maybe he locked himself out. But why? It was unclear what I should do next. Perhaps it would be smarter to come back tomorrow with help, but for some reason I had a feeling that behind this door I would find answers that can't wait to be found. I walked across the room and took a crowbar from the corner. I wedged it under the bottom of the door and tried to rip it from its hinges. Oddly enough, after a while, I did just that. Fortunately, it wasn't as massive as the previous door. The door gave out and slammed onto the floor. I took a deep breath and pointed the flashlight down the passage. A corridor vanished in the darkness, the same as the one which brought me here. The walls were closing in, my head almost touched the ceiling, but I could not make out the end of the corridor. I walked carefully, looking at the ground. I hope you have a crowbar with you. That was the reason that I did not fall into the pit. The hole was about 1.5 meters in diameter, and there was earth at the bottom of it instead of concrete. It seems that the hole was caused by an explosion. It wasn't too deep, I could easily climb out later. After I jumped into the hole, I found myself in something that resembled an old mine. The walls and the ceiling were reinforced with wooden beams. The tunnel was so long that my flashlight was insufficient. A few minutes later, I found myself at the crossroads. It's too dangerous to go any further, I could get lost. I decided that it would be a good idea to somehow mark the place from which I would begin with my journey into the labyrinth, so I picked up a stone and made quite a big notch on the wall. So, go left, go right. Well, if someone watched me playing something before, then you know I go left. Always go left. Well, maybe not always, but usually. More frequently than right. It seems that there is another fork in the road. Left. I came to see some kind of miner's camp. Pigs and helmets everywhere. A rusty wagon stood in a corner. All the items were so old, they dated from the beginning of the 20th century rather than the middle. So this really is a mine. Which means I could wander around here for ages without finding a way out. But it sensed that exit was somewhere nearby and went further. It seems that there is another fork in the road. Fuck. And what now? Wait. Left, left. Alright, left. It seems that there is another fork in the road. Left. Then go right. Go left. There's another fork on the road. Right? What the fuck? Oh, alright. Finally walk out of the tunnel into a rather large hall with a high ceiling. Though it could hardly be called a hall, they must have used to mine something here. Coal, probably, or maybe gold? The walls had been cut by pickaxes or pneumatic drills. This place was pitch black, so my only salvation was the flashlight. If it breaks, it's unlikely that I'll ever get out of here. In its ray of light, I suddenly spotted a piece of red cloth. A pioneer's neckerchief. Shriek was obviously here somewhere. Shriek! Shriek! Only my echo answered me. But where could he have gone? There was no other way out. Maybe there are other places in these tunnels that I didn't see, so I should search further. It seems that there is another fork in the road. Go left. Go left. Alright. Return to where you began. Left. Left. I was here just a few minutes ago. Left. 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 I have no fucking idea where to go. Go right. Go right. Go right. Left. Right. Left. 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 Right. Just alright, you were here. Right. Alright, this is where we began. And where am I supposed to go now? Well, because I have no fucking idea, to be honest. And it would really be easier if I knew where to go. Or am I stuck here forever? Go left, alright. This is where we begin. And if I go left again, I'm ending here. If I go left again, I'm here. And if I go left again, I'm here. And left, here, and left. Oh, okay. Around one last turn, a door appeared from the darkness. You see this? Go left and you will get to the destination. I opened it and went inside a small room. Nobody was here except Shurik, who sat in the corner. Shurik? He stared at me with eyes full of terror. Ah, don't come near me! Shurik, it's me, Semyon. I won't give up so easily! He grabbed a piece of a reinforced bar from behind his back and started waving it around. Shurik, what's wrong with you? Calm down. First you bring me here, then you take me through this mine, and now you're pretending to be Semyon. He must have gone completely nuts. Shurik, calm down, nobody's pretending to be me. I really am me. I tried to talk as calmly as I could, but I was almost feeling more nervous than him. Semyon? He squinted. Is that really you? Yeah, and now tell me what happened. How did you get here? Shurik recovered his breath and started to talk. I needed some parts for the robot. And I heard that there is a bomb shelter in the old camp. And there could be some instruments there. So I got up in the morning and went. He stopped for a minute, trying to deal with the trembling of his hands. I found suitable parts, but then I read primal fear in his eyes. The voices, they told me to go here and down to the mine. Then they were telling me to go to the right, then left, then right, then left, then right, then left. He started to laugh hysterically. But now they won't get me. I'll stay still here. They won't find me here. He once again started to wave his pipe in the air. Shurik, there is no one there. I wasted quite a lot of time walking in the mine like you, but didn't hear any voices. He fixed his eyes on me. When you were with them. Shurik rushed towards me. I was just barely able to dodge him. But then flashlight wasn't as lucky and took the full force of Shurik's blow. We found ourselves in complete darkness. Now it was my turn to lose my mind. What have you done, you idiot? I lashed out with my hand in the direction where I expected Shurik to be, but not to no avail. Now we will both die here. I got nothing but silence in turn, and then a quiet hysterical laugh. It's alright, that's fine. I know where the exit is, follow me. Follow you where? I can't see a damn thing. Follow my voice. I had no other choice. Here. Shurik's voice was heard from somewhere further on. How do you know where to go? I walk all over here. Then why didn't you leave? The voices. Quiet, they can hear us. In theory, I could believe that there are some supernatural forces here. In the Sovyonok camp, they'd just be a daily occurrence. But there was no reason to panic yet. Though my hands were shaking non-stop. Here. I slowly followed his voice and eventually lost track of time. We could have been roaming for a few minutes or a few hours. Finally, a dim light appeared in the distance. We're here! We reached the wall. The way towards freedom was blocked by a lattice on the ceiling. I pulled myself up and recognized the square from the bits of a landscape I could see. Lift me up. Shriek obediently followed my request. I started to hit the grating with my fist so hard that in just a few strikes my arms were all covered in blood. But in return the grating gave me way and pushed open. A minute later we were out on the surface behind the monument of Jenda. When I saw this grating before, I had no idea there could be catacombs below it. They will come for you. I fell to the ground exhausted. Who? They will come, said Shriek again and ran away. I was so exhausted I could not even be bothered thinking about some voices, or recalling the forsaken camp, the bomb shelter, or the mine. Almost unconscious, I reached the camp's leader cabin, but I couldn't go to bed right away. Well, look who's here! Oh, Gadintrievna. I started tiredly, attempting to cut the explanation to a minimum. You said you were going for a walk, but instead... And I was going to go and call the police! And... Oh, Dmitrievna, can it wait until tomorrow? I'm really tired. The camp leader eyed me all over. Okay, fine. I was a bit surprised that she agreed so fast, but decided not to waste this opportunity and quickly turned the light off and darted under the covers. Nice! Alright, let's pause, and take 5 will be in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed that, and see you then. Bye.